Welcome, this is yoga. We're going to start today in a nice comfortable seated position. I'm going to prop myself up onto my block just because that feels good for me. We're going to start feeling into our energy centers just to start this class. So we're going to do something called tapping. It stands for emotional frequency technique. It's becoming really popular. So you start with one of your hands, and then you can karate chop, or you can just tap on the side. It's like the meaty part of your pinky side of your finger. And then we're not going to go through the whole rounds, but really what you're supposed to do is say out loud something that's bothering you, like I'm so nervous for this meeting. And so you would go through all of the tapping, say what's bothering you, and then you gradually take it into you would take it into a more positive thought. But so for right now, we're just gonna, for purposes of time, we're just gonna wake up our energy centers and just say, thank you for opening up my energy centers. Breathe into it. And then now take one of your hands and just tap in the center of your forehead, right around in between your eyebrows. And then just keep saying, thank you for my energy centers being open. Thank you for allowing me to be aware. Just tap into it. And now take both hands, tap on the side of your eyes on the bony part, and then just, again, thank you. Thank you for my energy centers being open. Thank you for my awareness. And now tapping underneath your eyes in the sinus area. Breathe into it. This feels really good to take a nice deep breath through the nose if you can. And thank you for my energy centers being open. Thank you for my awareness. And now tapping under your nose. Sometimes it's more comfortable to do like the side of your finger, or if your nails aren't that long, you could do the tip of your finger. Just feels whatever feels more comfortable. Tapping under your nose, above your lip. Thank you for my energy centers being aware and open. And now tap on your chin, just in that little crease part of your chin. Tap there. Thank you for my energy centers being open. Thank you for my awareness. And now tapping on your clavicle bones and maybe even slightly down onto the chest and the sternum area. Thank you for my energy centers. Thank you for my awareness. Thank you for my openness. Take a big deep breath here. And now under your arms, you can either wrap your arms around, or you can do same side, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Thank you for my energy centers being open. And thank you for my awareness. And now the top of your head, go ahead and just tap there. Sorry, I forgot to silence my phone. Thank you for my energy centers being open. Thank you for my awareness. And now take those arms, stretch them way far out, let the palms open up. Take here a moment and just think about your intention for your practice today. Breathe with those palms open. Good, making your intention for the benefit of yourself and all beings everywhere. And on the next inhalation, inhale, reach the arms up, let the palms touch. Exhale, bring it into your heart center, thumbs to your heart. Now just solidifying in that intention for your practice. And now just walk your hands out right in front of you so you can come into a tabletop position. And we're just going to start in the cat-cow, rounding and arcing through the spine. Move through the breath. Make little movements that feel good along the way. Exhaling into the rounded spine. Inhaling into the belly. Good. And the next time you come into the rounded cat, just stay here and just make a little movement side to side. Really giving that low back a nice stretch. And then take it into a circle. Circling all the way through that back body. And then just whenever you're ready, go your other direction. And bring it back to center, curl your toes, find a downward facing dog, just walk your dog out. Breathe, move through it. Tuck that chin into your chest, open up through the shoulders, widen your fingers and your toes. Good, 2 more deep breaths here. And then slowly start walking your hands towards your feet. Stay here, interlace your fingers behind you. Tuck that chin into your chest, bend your elbows as much as you can, and then lengthen out into the arms and stretch back. Bring it back down, long arms, bend the elbows, lengthen the arms, reach the arms back behind you. In this dynamic warm-up position, warming up through those shoulders. Good. 2 more, and then we're going to start bringing up the torso. Good, and the next time those arms are long behind you, stay there. Draw the belly button in toward your spine. See if you can stand up. Inhale when you come up, exhale, fold it down, nice and slow, forward fold. Inhale, let your spine round up as far up as you can on the inhalation, and exhale, low down. Now, if this feels like too much of a head rush for you, you don't have to come all the way standing. Just go whatever's comfortable for you, maybe a little bit higher every time. 2 more, and we're going to stay standing. Good, 1 more time. And stay standing. Stretch those arms out, open up through the chest. Now, whatever pinky finger is on the bottom, step that foot forward. So if your right pinky is on the bottom, step your right foot forward, take your left foot out to an angle, or whatever pinky's on the bottom, stay there and step that foot out. Other foot goes out to an angle. Now we're going to slowly start lowering down the shoulder onto the knee. Breathe here. On your exhalation, release your arms. Place your one that's on the bottom, that pinky side one, the pinky that was on the bottom, place it under your shoulder, and your other arm is going to look up, stretching all the way up. Stay here, breathe. Now see if you can start straightening out your front leg. So both legs are straight. Good. If you needed to, you could use your block. You can put your block under your hand if that feels better. Whatever feels better, if you want the block there or not. 3 more deep breaths. Good, and now bend this knee again, that front knee, bend it, set your arm onto your leg, and then reach your top arm all the way out. Wiggle your pinky fingers, stretch even your fingers, breathe. Good. On the exhalation, that top arm is going to lower down under the shoulder. If you want to, you can put the block there. And then we're going to reach the arm that was on bottom. Now the arm's going on the top. We're twisting. Look up to the ceiling, stretch even those fingers, breathe. One more deep breath. On the exhalation, lower both arms down. Point your toes forward. Lower the back knee, low, and then reach it back. So both of your legs are going to float, or your knees are going to float off the ground. Lower just barely touching, and then reach it back. Barely touch that knee down, then reach it back. Down and up. Good, 3 more. All right, now we're gonna push up off of this right foot and step both feet forward. So we're back into this forward fold position. Interlace your fingers back behind your back. This time your opposite pinky is on the bottom. And we're coming back into the bent elbows, arms long, and stretch it out. Bend the elbows, your opposite pinky's on the bottom this time. And stretch out. Good, bend and stretch. Breathe through it. Exhaling, bending. Inhale, stretching. Three more, and then we're going to start gradually coming to a standing position. Good. The next time that those arms are long, keep them long, keep them as far back as you can. Slowly start coming up. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold it down. And then right back up. You can have a little curvature as you come up. Inhale, lift up the chin. Exhale, fold down. Just about 2 more. Gradually start coming up a little bit higher if you need to take it a little bit slower because of the blood rush feeling. And the next time that you're up, stay up here. Just breathe. All right, now whatever pinky is on the bottom, that's the foot that we're going to want out in front. If you're to the top of your mat, step back. If you're on the bottom of your mat, step forward. So you can have that opposite foot forward here. Now when you're ready, lean down. Shoulder touches onto your knee. Good. 3 more deep breaths. On the exhalation, release your arms, and that top pinky finger is going to go under your shoulder. Your other arm is going to go up. Stay here, breathe. If you're a little bit different, it's okay because we're going to do both sides anyways. Remember, if you wanted to, you could put a block. 3 more deep breaths. Good. On the exhalation, let that opposite arm come under your shoulder and then open it up. Reach the other arm up, stretch even those fingers. Good. Exhale, bring it down. Stretch out your top leg. Point both toes forward. And then just bend your knees, stretch it out, and reach it back. Bend and stretch. Good. 3 more, then we're going to take a side stretch. Good. And start bending that front knee again. Stack your same elbow on top of it. And then stretch out that top arm. You can let that foot open back up to an ankle. We're just getting our side stretch in here. Super important. Stretch out that side body. Breathe through it. 3 more deep breaths. Good. On the exhalation, slowly lower hands under your shoulders, curl your toes so they're both pointed forward. Step into a plank line. Plank line, just hold your plank for just a moment. Feeling strong through the core. Try to keep the butt down, shoulders open. Soft knees, squeeze into the glutes. Hold 5 breaths. On the exhalation, bend the elbows toward the ribs, slowly lower down, and squeeze those elbows into the ribs. Point your toes, lift up just one leg all the way up, lower it down, just your other leg. Alternate one side and the other side. Now I want you to start seeing if you can lift up through the chest body as the leg lifts up. So it's basically the whole one side of your body lifting up and then lowering down. 2 more each side. Good. And then finishing up on each side. Come back to center. Lengthen those legs. Lift up through the upper body. Lift those shoulders as much as comfortable for you. Deep breath in and lower back down. Again, lift it up. You can adjust your hands as needed. Keep them low onto the rib cage and lower down. 5 more times. Up, stretch through the abdominals. Exhale down. Good, 1 more time, and we're gonna stay up. Stay up. Look behind one shoulder, and then the other shoulder. Alternate. Right side, left side. Good, 2 more each way. And then coming back to center. Lower all the way down. Now we're gonna bend the knees. See if you can catch your ankles. Catch those ankles. And then whenever you're ready, see if you're gonna lift up nice and high in your bow pose. 5 deep breaths here. And on the exhalation, slowly lower down, tabletop position. Tabletop round and arc. Take your time, just move through your spine if you want to stay a little bit longer in your cat. And then arc it back into your cow just whenever you're ready. Work it out, make little sways along the way. Good. Yes, just shimmy through your cat side to side. Move through your breath. 3 more deep breaths. And then we're gonna all meet in our cat pose. Stay here and just swirl it around. Focusing more on that low back. Maybe going a little bit deeper if that feels good for you. Good, and then just whenever you're ready, go that other direction, breathe. And bringing it back to center. Neutralize a flat tabletop back, extend your right leg, and then place your toes onto the ground. Press in toward your Achilles heel. If your left knee floats up a little bit, that's okay. So it's almost like, think of like you're doing a down dog, but you're really just focusing on that Achilles heel, even into the arc of your foot. Use those hands pressing to help you. And maybe shift a little bit more to the pinky side of your foot, a little bit more to the big side of your foot, just whatever feels good. Stretch through that Achilles heel. 3 more deep breaths here. Good, and now we're gonna float that right leg all the way up and then extend your opposite arm. And now we're gonna circle the ankle and the wrist. So it's right leg, left arm, circle. Good, just breathe. And then go your other way when you're ready. And now we're just gonna catch the foot with your hand. If you need to, you could use a strap, and we're gonna bring it all the way up, just like when we were on the mat, but we have a balancing pose here, bringing it all the way up. 3 more deep breaths. And on the exhalation, release the hand, keep that right leg up and step it forward. Step it forward. Now we're just gonna heel toe the right foot over to the left side. We're gonna prepare for a pigeon. So if you wanted to, before we actually get in the pigeon, I should have said this, keep that block near you. And then heel toe that right foot over to the left side. Start finding your pigeon. Use your block if you want to. Under that right hip. Take your time. We're just gonna really, really slowly get into this. And we're gonna be there for about a full minute. So just take your time coming into it. Making sure that back left leg is nice and long. Adjust as necessary. Sometimes you can kind of get a little bit deeper as you go. Release any resistance. Try to slowly get lower. Just at your own comfort level. Okay, we have 1 more minute just breathing here. You stretch out just a little bit more, last 3 deep breaths. And now slowly start finding your way out the same way you came in, placing those hands under your shoulders, coming into a high pigeon, move your head side to side. Good. Now we're gonna sway our body over toward the bent knee side, toward the right side, and then start tiptoeing your hands over to that right side. Now, if it feels comfortable, you can get low. And stretch out another 5 deep breaths, or you can stay in your high pigeon. And on exhalation, walk your hands under your shoulders, come back up into that high pigeon, come back to center. And again, make little movements, side to side, look behind both shoulders. Good. And now we're going to start walking our hands over to that left side, or the side of the foot that's in front. Walk it over to the side. You can stay up high. You could get low, maybe perch yourself onto your forearms or use that block, or get as low as you want. 5 more deep breaths. And slowly coming back up, all the way up. Now curl the toe behind you. We're going to find a downward facing dog position. I usually like to just walk my dog out of here because you can really feel the difference between your legs. One hip should feel a lot looser than the other. Walk it out. Take anything that you need. 5 deep breaths here. Good, and on that exhalation, slowly lower down. Well, I don't know about you, but I think I haven't done a pigeon in a while. Okay, now we're extending the left leg. We're gonna just do the same thing the other side, starting with that Achilles heel stretch. Focus on Achilles heel. You can just stay in the centered position, whatever you naturally go. And then as you breathe into this, as you feel into it, maybe little shifts, side to side. Sometimes we don't even notice our tension that we have until we start stretching and breathing into it. Good. If you haven't already, try to put a little bit more weight into it. Maybe even float that right knee off the ground. Really taking it a little bit deeper into that stretch. Focusing all on Achilles heel. 3 more deep breaths. Good, and then when you're ready, lower this knee down to the ground, float that left leg up, and extend your right arm. Start circling the wrist and the ankle. I like to curl the toe because that helps me for support, but sometimes people like to just keep their foot flat. Experiment with whatever feels good for you. I just feel like I have a little bit more balance with my toe curled on that supportive side. All right, now when you're ready, Circle the other direction with your wrist and your ankle. Good, and now we're just gonna catch that foot. Catch your foot, balance, so balancing pose. And then bring it up as high as you can, 5 deep breaths. And on your exhalation, lower your hand down to the ground. Now we're stepping this foot forward and preparing for pigeon. Step it all the way forward. Get your block if you need it along the way. And then heel toe, left foot to the right side. Start adjusting yourself as needed. Coming low with those hips on the ground. Taking that back right leg over to the left side. Again, little movements with the knee and the toes. Take your time getting here. Use your block or any kind of pillows or towels or blankets. And we're going to slowly start sinking down into the ground and just breathe for a full minute. Maybe tiptoe out just a little bit more. About 3 more deep breaths. And slowly start taking those hands under your shoulders, lifting up into a high pigeon and just looking behind you one way and the other way. Stretching out through the neck, breathing. Good. Now we're going to start positioning our body over to the bent knee side, to the left. Walk those hands over to the left. You could stay in your high pigeon or you could lower at your own comfort. 5 more deep breaths. Good. On the exhalation, walk your hands back under your shoulders, going back into that breath movement of looking side to side in that high pigeon. A lot of times, at least if how I feel about it is I don't even know that I'm sore until I start stretching, and then I realize that I am actually sore. So that's why yoga is just really good. Helps just loosen up your muscles. All right, and the next time that we're over to your right side, the side of the foot, start lowering down, maybe just onto your forearms or maybe all the way down. Good, 1 more deep breath here. And the exhalation brings us back to center. Curl that toe behind you on the right side so you can press into your downward facing dog. We are our last down dog of the class. So just make it feel good for you. And sometimes I like to just come onto the top part of my foot and work out through my feet bones, my little phalange bones, just stretching out on the top of your foot. And feel how you changed since the beginning of the class. You should feel a lot more loose now. Two more deep breaths. And the exhalation lowers our knees all the way down, cross your legs behind you so you can shift your weight back, your legs forward. And now wherever your door is, you should be able to look at your door. So just reposition yourself so you can look at your door and then lay down onto your mat. Stretch those arms all the way up. Make sure those props are out of the way. I want you to interlace your fingers around one of your hands and then stretch out your hand, the top, or I should say the palm of your hand. Stretch the palm of your hand, breathe into it. And then just when you're ready, go to the other side. So a lot of times we're typing, our hands cramp up, and you just stretch them out. Other side, breathe into it. And on the exhalation, bring just your right knee in. Just your right knee and gently move it side to side. See where you might feel tension, maybe feel a little bit more tension when you open the knee up to the side, or maybe you feel it when you bring it close in. Wherever you feel the most amount of your body talking to you, try to just stay there and then hug into it. Just pretend like you're holding a baby, your leg is a baby, and then just hold on to your heel and your knee and cradle your baby wherever it feels like it needs the love, and just stay there and rock your baby. Breathe into it. 2 more deep breaths. And bring it back to center. I want you to see if you can straighten out your leg. So you have your right foot with your left hand. If it's hard for you to do that, grab that ring or your strap and just hold it so that you can straighten out your leg. If your arm is long enough, just hold on with your arm. Breathe here. 3 more deep breaths. You can gently press onto the leg as long as you're not on the knee pressing. Press above or below the knee. Good, and on the exhalation, we're gonna switch it to the left side. Bring the left knee in, gentle little rocking your baby type motions. So just start with hugging it in. And then when you're ready, holding on to your heel and your knee and just loosening up wherever you feel the tightness. We kind of pre-stretched it out with our pigeon poses. So you should feel a little bit looser than you might normally. And then just find that space talking to you and hold it there, breathe. And then when you're ready, see if you can stretch that leg out. Remember, use your prop if you need to. And you might even have one side that's a lot tighter than the other. This side is definitely tighter on me, so I'm just gonna start off with my ring. Breathe into it. 5 more deep breaths. And on the exhalation, now I want you to bend both knees and bring the soles of your feet together. And then just stretch out your inner thighs, using those elbows to help you. Breathe here. You can make little movements if that feels good. 3 more deep breaths. And bring it back to center. Let your legs go long all the way down and just relax your legs onto the mat. Let your arms go long, straighten out through your spine. And now, just like when we started class, if you want to, you can go back into that tapping or you can just relax. So if you do want to do the tapping, it's that karate chop, the meaty part of your pinky into the center of your forehead, eyebrow, center of the eyebrows. Side brow on the bony part. Under the eyes, sinus area. Under the nose, above the mouth. And under the mouth, on the chin, that crease. And onto the clavicle bones, sternum area. Under the arms. And top of the head. And just take a moment to relax in your Savasana. Just feel how you feel. And just begin making small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Blinking your eyes. Then when you're ready, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. And then roll to your right side. Stay there a moment in your seed pose. And then use that left hand to press you all the way up into a nice comfortable seated position. Seat bones grounded onto the ground. Inhale, reach those arms up, stretch even your fingers. And on the exhale, twist. Pulls through the spine. When you're ready to inhale, bring it back up. Twist your other way. Good, one more time each way. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, twist, spine long. And inhaling up. Exhale the other way. And bring it back to center, palms touch at the top. And all the way down into your heart center. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.